What would you what would you do if you found out that you weren't really who you thought you were? Well, Debbie Jo is going to answer this question in her speech titled Changing Identity. Debbie Jo.
Has this ever happened to you? You believe something so strongly, you're so convinced of something that you try to prove it to other people because you know you're right. Later on, you find out you were wrong. Maybe you're wrong, maybe you just changed your mind. Three things happened when I was young that convinced me that I was unlovable and I could prove it. Number one, in the first grade, I had a best friend named Donna. She was, in my opinion, a one on a scale of 1 to 10, but she was my only friend. And I had a crush on a boy named Randy. Randy was the cutest boy in the whole world. He had hair like Albert. One day we were on the playground and I was actually very shy, but I jumped down from the monkey bars and I landed right in front of Randy. I still don't know how I had the nerve, but I blurted out, "I like you, Randy. Do you like me?" And he said, "No." And as my little heart broke, I said, "Why not?" And he said, "Because I like Donna." Wow. If Donna was a one, I must be a zero or a negative number. The second thing, I was the second child and I adored my older sister. She was 2 years older than me and I believed everything she told me. One night when I was 6, she said she had a secret to tell me, but she couldn't tell me. But I begged, "Please tell me the secret." Finally, she said, "Okay, you're adopted. And every night when you're asleep, the whole family gets up and talks about how we can send you back." And the third thing, my parents had 5 kids in 6 years. I was very hyper. I was curious. My parents said I was into everything. I probably would have been diagnosed with ADHD, but that wasn't really well known back then. On my seventh birthday, I overheard my father talking to someone, and he said, "I have 4 normal kids and Debbie Jo." By the time I was 7, I knew I wasn't pretty, I wasn't wanted, and I wasn't normal. Our minds are meaning making machines. And in my mind, that meant I wasn't lovable, wasn't good enough. And I spent a lot of years, I went through a lot of relationships proving it because I believed it. They say once you accept a belief, you're not likely to behave in a manner that's inconsistent with that belief. Did you know that most people have the belief that they're not good enough? Most people in the back of their mind have that little voice that says they're not good enough, that somehow they're just not as good as other people. But where do these beliefs come from? Everyone has an opinion about everything all the time. And our opinions come from our beliefs, which come from our experiences and the meanings that we make from those experiences. I wonder what happened to make you think you're not good enough? Who told you if only you were different, a different race, a different gender or religion, you'd be better? Or if you were pretty or wanted or normal, maybe you'd be good enough. Maybe they didn't say it, but maybe you believed that that's what they meant. Even though I believed I was unlovable, I was still curious and a voracious reader. I discovered the world of self-improvement. After years of books and seminars and workshops, working on changing my beliefs, I learned that just because you accepted someone else's truth and adopted it as your own and it's become a belief, it doesn't mean you have to keep that belief. You can simply change your mind. After all, it's your mind. Now, I believe that your mind is like a computer. It's up to you to erase those old files and replace them with new ones. Then your mind will operate based on the new, updated version. Just imagine that you have the ability now to delete all those qualities you don't like about yourself and put in its place the quality you want to have. The sky's the limit. Can it be that simple? Now I no longer look for love in all the wrong places. I'm not trying to prove my worthiness to anyone. I'm not trying to be pretty or wanted or normal. I love myself. And in my opinion is the only one that matters. Madam Toastmaster.
Debi Jo was just being a waggish kid, and to me, that makes her even more lovable. And now, May, are you ready to take on the facilitator role?
Yes. Cool. I'm going to be the waggish facilitator from the club since the beginning. I'm just kidding. Anyway, I am so honored to be the facilitator today. Let's have Vivian, followed by Melanie, and let's see, Jordan. You have 30 seconds.
Oh, I'm going to be the improv guy tonight.
Oh,
You
right.
probably want to give it to someone who doesn't have a role.
Okay, how about Linda? Vivian, are you ready?
Yeah. What's up? Who's my partner?
Can you just say
We're doing the round robin facilitation, the evaluation.
All right. Is this for Debbie? Sorry, my internet got lost a while. Is this for Debbie?
yeah?
Right. Debbie, what your mind can conceive, the rest of your life can achieve. I can relate to what you said because I made more mistakes than ever before I got here. So I was not the love of the three, middle child. So I decided to change my mind when I turned 50 and said, who cares? And so here I am today, the talk show host, and I'd love to guest you and hear your story and let the rest of the world hear it. I love you, Debi Jo. Hugs, hugs, hugs.
Melanie. You muted.
Thank you, facilitator. Really loved that heartfelt speech, and it really touched my heart, and I think it touched everyone else's heart because I can relate to it. I think you brought us in with the questions you had and your gestures. Something that you can think of is there's a blue reflection on your glasses, and I'm not sure if you can adjust the light so it doesn't shine into your eyes because it would make a difference. And I was trying to think of opportunities for humor, but I'm hoping there are more senior people in our club can give you that, because I really like the callback to Albert here. I thought that was funny, and I really love the structure of your speech. So really looking forward to more of them. Thanks, Debi Jo.
Linda.
Debbie, I really enjoy seeing how you were connecting with the audience with the storytelling. The stories of you as a waggish young girl was intriguing, yet there were some general statements there that included many, if not all of us, how we've fallen into the same traps that you described. So job well done.
Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you. And now we will be hearing a speech from Ms. Gloria.